Hello, my name is Heather, and today I'm going to do something a little bit differently, and that is to talk in the moment about this loop that my daughter and I have been on for, I suspect, I don't know, maybe the past 10 years or so. I'm not really sure. My daughter is 16 years old, and she is just a beautiful, kind, caring, empathetic, beautiful girl. She is truly beautiful inside and outside. And despite the fact that I have worked so much on myself, and despite the fact that I am a child advocate, or I deem myself a child advocate, I have dynamics that play out with each of my children, as we all do. And so it's not like I'm painting a perfect picture of simply because I have connection with my children, then therefore all is perfect in our world. No, not at all. In fact, I could see it as quite the opposite. You know, when I was a child, it was more of the don't be seen, don't be heard kind of thing, right? But I can't think of that expression right now. I'm doing this right now as I clean vegetables because this is when I was thinking about this. So, you know, children were not seen or heard. That's what the older generation wanted from us, right? Especially in my grandparents' generation. Things have improved since then, but I'm still working hard. I'm still working hard to have children be seen and heard and loved fully without having to be expected to do anything, perform anything, and it just be complete unconditional love. That is my goal. Okay, so here's what happened today. It's bringing all the feels for me. So I'm just going to share this with you, and I have to be active while I do this. Okay. So we have been experiencing a lot as a family of three for the past year and a half, really the past 4 years since divorce. But for the past year and a half, it's been really exaggerated as I was diagnosed with something called schwannomatosis, and I have been navigating that, which, kind of stopped all parts of life that are typical for everybody. I still do not sit down other than to make short drives and challenge myself sometimes to try to sit down for an extended period of time, but unfortunately it typically shuts my body down and puts me back into that extreme pain. And I sat in extreme pain for a long time, and so I'm very active with my body now, so I'm super grateful. I spent many months in my bed, and so to be up and doing this YouTube channel is really amazing. And so I'll talk more and more about what's going on in that area, but the most amazing part of going through this, the gift of going through this, is that it has helped me to go more inside of myself. Well, because there was nothing else for me to do in this period of time. And so even though I've been working on myself for the better part of the past 15 to 20 years, actively working on myself, like consciously working on myself, there was a lot more. And through diagnosis, I've been able to actually uncover that most of which is healing in my body is trauma from childhood, trauma from a life of conditional love. And so we'll just state it as that. It was a childhood of conditional love. You do this and we love you. You don't do that and we withdraw the love. Okay, so that was really wonky as a child, to say the least. We'll just use the word wonky, but really it was like terrifying and upsetting, and unfortunately this carries on in the lineage, in my family lineage. And so my daughter also experienced a quite traumatic situation when she was 3.5 years old. She was walking into my parents' home, and she was walking in one of the doors, in from the sunroom. I'm sorry, in from the porch into the sunroom, and she was 3.5. And when she walked through the door, there was nobody behind her. And it didn't matter if there was, because a 3.5-year-old doesn't know to hold the door. Maybe they're starting to learn that grace, you don't want to slam in the person's face behind you. But nobody was coming in behind her, and so she walked in the door, and the screen door slammed. Again, not something that a 3.5-year-old would be aware of, that somebody else's screen door was going to slam and when they walk through it. Well, in this situation, the adult got down to her eye level and said, "If you slam that screen door one more time, I will not love you." And so it painted a true picture of, what my childhood was like. And since through trauma work, I've been able to uncover a lot of things that I did experience. And, this is all to say that this dynamic I've been getting into with my daughter for years and years, I now have a clear picture of. Okay, so yesterday was her Sweet 16 party. And we had also been going through, 4 months ago, our dishwasher leaked, and our whole world, on top of the challenge of my body, got a little bit more challenging. We all go through challenges, right? So this was just another challenge on top of our challenge. And now we have this beautiful kitchen. So now I can fast forward, say, okay, it was worthwhile, but it was a tough 4 months. And the past few weeks, I was trying to push really hard to get all the subcontractors in, get everybody all their work done. And that was because my amazing daughter said, "Mom, when we have the Sweet 16 at our home, it's going to be a mess." And rightfully so. We lived in a mess. I mean, in our best situation, we had a subfloor on the floor of the kitchen, which was brand new because we went through a mitigation. Then we went through an abatement. So our entire kitchen was removed. Everything was tossed. This whole wall was removed. We did install a window. Hooray, hooray. And we had a slop sink right here. So that was in our best situation. Subfloor, slop sink, no stove, but stove in place. And so I just had a 2-burner camping electric stove on. And so I used to say we were like glamping in our own home. We had shelter, we had food, we had everything we needed. And so we were okay, but it was challenging. And my daughter was expressing about a month and a half ago, "Mom, it's not going to be nice in here. I'm disappointed." And so I really heard her say that. And so it was my mission, without telling her I was going to do it, it was my mission to make this house done by the day of her birthday. So yesterday it was done. I literally hired the last 2 people to come in and hang these open shelves. And then prior to my daughter arriving for her birthday party yesterday, I put the stuff on the shelves so she could walk in and she could see the whole big picture all done and ready. I just wanted her to feel as special as possible. And to me, this felt like something that I could give to her. So it's her 16th birthday party, and she comes in and she's feeling really good. She sees that it's all set up, right? And then she experiences her 16th birthday party, and all I'm doing is just peeking out into the yard, making sure she's having a grand old time, and occasionally bringing food out. And she's saying things like, "Mom, it's okay, you don't need to bring more out." And I think what she was thinking is that I was, for one, upset that there weren't as many kids as maybe we anticipated, so I bought more food than what was needed. I don't know what was going on, but she was very highly stressed yesterday. I could see she was having fun, but she also seemed to be just a whirlwind of emotions, and she often is on her birthday, so I just kind of took it at that. But then today happened, which gave me insight on yesterday, but I had no idea yesterday other than she looked overwhelmed. So today she had to work at 2 o'clock. She scoops ice cream. And I did not manage my time well. I was down at the grocery store and buying this food, which I'm washing right now. I need to, since this is a pattern, and I need to I'm still processing as I'm talking. I just need to do something active with my hands. And so I get the groceries home, I'm en route to home, and I'm running late. And I know I'm going to be late dropping her to work. And that is like so not cool. It is her work day. Like, the least of our problems is having to worry about me getting her to work. I mean, she's been working there for a year now. She's just turned 16, so that's a lot. And so I arrive home and she's not outside. So I think I assumed that she would want to get to work on time, you know, as minimally late as possible. And so she wasn't outside. So I'm like beeping the horn. She comes out and I'm like, next time, please come outside and just be standing at the sidewalk, ready to go, because those extra 2 minutes make you now 5 minutes late or 6 minutes late. So that didn't go over so well. And so she was upset, she was flustered, then I was flustered, then we were both flustered, and then she says, my shirt is soaking wet. There was only wet ones in the wash. Now, she has 3 shirts, and she's a very responsible girl, but she has been having a blast of a summer, which she should have, but she has not been properly making sure their stuff is cared for and ready to go. And I've been doing the laundry lately because I can do it now, and I just really wanted to give back because she had to do it for a long time when I couldn't. And so what happens when she says, my shirt is wet? Raise your hand if you have mom guilt. I went straight to, I'm bad. I didn't do it well. Her shirt's not dry, and that's my fault. And I went straight into, like, it just triggered that inner child in me that just felt like I didn't do good. I'm not deserving. I'm not worthy. Like, I can't even make sure that my child's shirt is ready to go for her work day. And that put me into a tizzy. And then, don't you know it, the same thing happened with her. Now, when she said my shirt is wet, I can go back in the situation and know that there was no charge to her saying it. She was simply stating a fact. My shirt is wet. I then took that and turned it into, where did I go wrong? How did I not do something good? Because that's what I always was receiving as a child. So then watch what she did. So then I said, without any charge, I said, I'm sorry that I haven't been able to keep up with laundry. I've been so focused on getting the house ready and your party ready. No charge, just facts. So what does she do? She does the exact same dynamic that I did. She goes right into feeling guilty. She's the problem. She was the one whose party it was. She was the one who, took all of my attention away from the laundry to the point where I couldn't do regular things because I was trying to care for her. So she's a burden and I'm a burden. And I didn't see this dynamic when it was happening, but it only happened 5 hours ago. No, actually only 4 hours ago, because I'm going to pick her up soon from work. So I started to see the pattern prior to even driving away. But she gave me a little tidbit. Right before she walked out the door, she said, Mom, okay, so wait a second. She gets all upset because she now feels guilty. I shouldn't have had a party. You shouldn't have done that for me. And then I then feel like, oh my God, I did all of that. And now she doesn't even appreciate it. So it's like this bad cycle that just keeps happening with us every so often for years. And I'm like, I drive away and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. So like, I do what I do, which is why I am an advocate for having a strong connection and a strong relationship with our children, because you have to really understand them. You have to really understand yourself, and you have to be willing to go through these hard moments and willing to come out of them better. Like, it's not on her to be better. I'm the adult in this situation. What I want her to know is that I always love her, that I don't have there's no expectation based on how much I love her. And that's when I remembered her experience. That's why when I remembered her experience of being told that she wouldn't be loved if she slammed that screen door again. She wouldn't be loved if she slammed that screen door again. So that happened to her when she was 3.5 years old. That night, she was able to share that with me 3.5 to 4 hours later when we got into bed. At 3.5 years old, she was able to be strong enough to share that experience and tell me what happened. And then her sharing that with me gave me great insight on so many things. But she had that happen to her. And that was a major trauma. And I understand that there is an expectation that's held in my family that we all behave a certain way, or then you're not accepted, or then you're not loved. And so I'm off that. I'm not doing that anymore, right? I can be a part of my family or not be a part of that family. I can do whatever I want, but I'm not doing that dynamic anymore. Nope. And so I've been asking for space through this healing path that I'm on, simply because I needed to sort all of these things out. I've received great help from trauma therapy. I've received great help from my therapist. I've done tons of work myself. And all I know is that I want better for me. I want better for my children. And this is the path. We just keep learning and we just keep growing. Here I am practicing what I preach. Our relationship with ourselves, our relationship with each of our children are incredibly important, and they need to be nurtured. And when there is conflict that keeps repeating itself, there's an answer. There's something within us. She's grown up learning the same messaging I did. You won't be loved unless you put all of yourself outside of yourself. Your needs aren't important. Everybody else's needs are important. And so my daughter and I just both play that out over and over again, and we even do it with each other. So I'm so excited to talk to her when she gets out of work. And we're going to talk through this, and we're going to both understand it deeply. And I sent her 1 billion text messages as I was processing and understanding it. And the tidbit of wisdom she said, Mom, you're going to remember that this happens, that you feel bad, and then we fight. And she's right. The part that was missed was that she also felt bad. So it's us doing the same darn thing. She's such a kind soul. I'm such a kind soul. I've really learned to understand who I am. And we're just doing this pattern because we love each other so much, and we just want the other to feel so good. But I'm the adult, and I get to help my daughter know that she is fully loved, that there are no expectations of her for providing love back to me. I mean, I'll accept all of the love and care she wants to offer me, but it is not something that I need from my children. That is my responsibility to give to myself. That inner child in me that is wounded and hurt because I didn't receive the love that I needed, because I didn't feel seen, I didn't feel heard. It is my responsibility to provide that to myself and to provide it to my children. So build those relationships. It's a never-ending process to building our relationships and having them be stronger and stronger and stronger. You have to be willing to go through the hard stuff to make it better and better and better. All right, thanks for joining me today. I hope that this sharing helps anybody out there. All right, take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.